Hey guys, it's Desi. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am showing you guys my full everyday natural makeup routine. I get into all the products that I use on my face, my favorite ones, some that I use that are not the best. So if you guys want to hear all the details on how to create this everyday look, then keep watching. I got curtain bangs recently. So hard, like I have to pin my hair back. I can't just like put it behind my ears anymore because then they get a weird crease. It's just the most. So every day before putting on my makeup, I of course cleanse my skin, and then after my skin is clean, I go ahead and start off by applying my Purple Rain Glow Serum Facial Booster from Truly. I love this brand. I have multiple products from them. They're a really good, clean skincare brand. Before I start my makeup every day, I always go through my little skincare routine. So I'm just gonna take a little bit onto my hands. A little bit goes a long way with this product, and just spread it all over my face. I feel like that just preps the skin very nicely for the makeup application. So next I go in with my Your Skincare Day Cream. This is the skincare that I've been using lately. It's curated just for you, so you take a little quiz and it personalizes your entire skincare regimen. So I've really been liking this skincare lately. If you guys want to know more about it, I did a full review on it in my last video. So yeah, I'm just locking in that serum with my moisturizer. You want to make sure that if your moisturizer doesn't have a SPF, you guys are applying SPF. And that's really all I do for my skincare. Sometimes I will put some little eye patches or a lip plumper. Speaking of, I always like to apply a chapstick or a lip oil before, just so throughout the day my lips don't get chapped and crusty. Since I have lip injections, I noticed that my lips do get very chapped. I also live in the desert, so very hot, very dry. So I just put the Apple and Balm Glow Lip Mask. I know it's a mask, but I like to use it as like a little lip treatment, lip oil. So now that that is all on, my skin is prepped. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my primer. So there's two primers that I'm currently loving right now. It always switches, but these are just my current faves. So the first one is the Pretty Filter Icy Sherbet Primer by Touch in Sol, and the second one is also by Touch in Sol, and this one is the Pretty Filter Glowy Skin Balm, Glassy Skin Balm, I'm sorry. So they're both from Touch in Sol. They're both Pretty Filter, which is giving me the impression that they're both kind of like under the same collection. This one gives me more of like a glowy, dewy look, which is why it's glassy, and this one gives me more of like a finished matte look. So it really just depends what I'm going for on that day. So today I'm going to be using the glassy one just because I don't really want to look super matte. I usually use this one if I'm going somewhere and I want to look super like full glam. Today's video is more of just like my everyday going to work or going to school or just hanging out, not really doing anything makeup. So I'm just taking the primer and applying it to my face. As you guys can see, I am breaking out pretty badly, so I do want to make sure that these little problem areas are really nicely hydrated and primed, because with acne, if you don't prime it and hydrate it properly, you will get like dry patches and you don't want to look like flaky. And this primer, guys, smells so good. It kind of reminds me of like peaches or like tropical, fruity, I don't know, smells so good. So I'm just really working this into my skin. So now I am ready for foundation. So when doing my makeup, there's usually three main foundations that I use for like every day. So the first one is my absolute go-to It is my Dior Nude Air foundation. This one is a matte foundation and it could be like light to full coverage. It is very buildable. I'm not going to be using this one today because it is very thin and I do want a little bit more coverage because of my acne spots. So I won't be using this one today. My second favorite go-to is my One Size. Oh my gosh, it's so dirty. It is my One Size Beauty Turn Up the Base Versatile Powder Foundation. As you can see, she's a little used. I do really love this foundation, but like I said, same thing with the first one. My acne is just not gonna pull through with this one. Of course, you can cover it with this one, but I don't really want to layer a thick layer onto it. Those two are like my really just super soft, barely any foundation days. So the one I'm going to be using today and my third favorite is the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation. This one is medium to full coverage. It has a dewy finish, I would say, like semi-dewy, or you could make it full matte if you wanted to. Mine is in the shade Filter Medium 14. So this is the one that I'm going to be using today. So I'm just gonna be applying that to my face like that. I usually use the brush that comes with this one to spread it out, but right now I'm going to be using a sponge just because I'm trying to get a little bit of a different coverage. So to blend it out, I'm using my Real Techniques sponge. She is a little damp because I am trying to get light to medium coverage, not too full coverage. I usually use a dry beauty blender when I want like a really full coverage look, and today just going for like a medium to light. You always want to be sure you blend it under your chin, onto your neck. This foundation has a really pretty, nice and soft finish. As you can see, it really has that glowy, dewy look. I feel like that has a lot to do also with the wet beauty blender. It does apply differently if you use a brush or a dry sponge. So a damp sponge will give you more of this like soft, dewy look. So next is concealer. For concealer today, I'm going to be using the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. This one is in the shade 2N, and I like to use the lifting technique when applying my concealer. So I'm going to apply a little bit right here and some going up like this, and this is really just going to sculpt the face upwards. So I'm just going to be taking my concealer brush and blending that out. And then I'm just going to be taking my beauty sponge and blending that out. And as you can see, that kind of just gives the face that little lifted look compared to this eye. So now I'm just going to be doing the same thing to the other side. And just like that, like you got a facelift, nobody would even know. So now I'm going to be setting my under eyes to keep them from creasing. To do that, I'm going to be using my One Size translucent powder. And before you do that, you want to make sure you go in and get all the creases out from under your eyes, because if you take the powder and set the creases, you're gonna have a permanent crease. So I'm gonna be using the flat side of the sponge and just dipping into the setting powder, blending out those creases one more time and setting the under eye. And then I like to go over it and blend it in with the sponge rather than going in and wiping it off. And I feel like that gives it a really flawless under eye look. And just like that, the under eyes are set. So now I'm gonna go in and contour the face. So to contour the face, I like to use the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream. This one is in the shade Light. And I like to use this one because I feel like it gives a very natural finish. So I'm just taking it on this flat, dense brush. This is just a BoxyCharm brush. I'm going to take a little bit onto the brush, and I like to follow my natural face shape. So I'm just going to sweep it across onto there. And then going in with my sponge, I'm just going to be blending it out. And as you can see, that just gives a really nice and soft bronze. So now I'm going to be going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the shade Saddle. I'm just taking it on to this Alamar Cosmetics bronzing brush, just like the side of the brush though, not the whole thing. And I'm gonna sweep it across just right under the cheekbone, just to give it a little bit more of that definition. As you can see, it created a little bit more of that shadow. And then I'm also going to be sweeping this across the sides of my forehead, along with under the jawbone, under the chin. Now for blush, I'm going in with my Smith & Cult Flash Blush Powder Luminous Blush. This one is in the shade Universal Peach. This is what it looks like. It's a really nice, kind of bright, orangey, red, pink. I don't even know what color to describe this as, but it's kind of like a corally orange, red, pink kind of color. And I'm just going to be taking it on to a blush brush, and I'm going to be patting it along my cheekbones and kind of up to the temple area. And I went a little crazy with it on this side, obviously, so I'm just going to be blending that out. And when doing your makeup, the sponge is a really good tool to blend everything out, and it really just lightly blurs everything together. And then I like to take whatever is left on the brush and just add it to the rest of my face, just to bring that color back into the face. And I know I look crazy right now because I do not have anything on the eyes, but we're about to get into that part. So for brows, I usually like to use the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade or my Bold Face Better Brows Pencil. Lately, I've been leaning more towards this one on my natural days because the Anastasia Beverly Hills Pomade can get really dark really quick. So I like to use this one because it is a little bit easier to control. So I'm just gonna brush all my brow hairs up and lightly create some little hair strokes. And then after filling it in, I just go in and brush it out. And that is it for the brows. I like to leave them a little bit more on the natural side, not super perfect and carved out. So I'm not gonna go in with concealer and clean them up. I'm just gonna leave them as is. Now moving on to the eyes, depending on how I feel for that day, I usually do different things with the eyes. Today, I'm just gonna be going in with my bronzer and just doing a little smoky brown look just with the bronzer. Sometimes I'll do that with like a peachy colored eyeshadow, a blush colored, a nude, or sometimes I won't even do a shadow and I'll just go in with my pomade and create a little liner. It really just depends on how I'm feeling that day. So today I'm just gonna be going in on this super tiny Morphe M562 brush and dipping into my bronzer and just spreading it all over the eye. And it's literally as simple as that. As you can see, I did sweep it up following my concealer. That's also to just help give that lifted look effect. This one is a super easy, I wouldn't even call it an eye look, just a super easy look on the eyes. That's the exact same as eye look. But you get what I'm saying, just super easy to create, literally takes 30 seconds. The one thing that I hate about this concealer is it creases like crazy. As you can see right here, all that product is clumped right there into the crease. Oh, that is the most annoying thing about this product. I love the shade, I love the consistency, but the creasing goes crazy. And I feel like it's not that big of a deal. You can't really tell unless people are right up in your face, but I can tell. So now I'm just going in with some mascara. I don't really have a favorite mascara. I have so many that I use, and I wear lashes every single day. I've never like just worn mascara on my bare lashes, so I don't really have a favorite. One that I'm using today is the Bang Bad Gal Bang by Benefit, and it's good. It works really good. It's cute on the eyes. So now while I let my mascara dry a bit, I'm going to be going in with the little Morphe brush and the bronzer again and just smoking out the bottom lash line, connecting those two together. And I feel like using the same bronzer that you used on your cheeks on your eyes is a really great way to achieve that natural look, because the colors are all just tying into each other, because of course that is what you have applied on your face already. So now for lashes, I'm using some of my favorite lashes at the moment. These are from Boldface Cosmetics in the style Most Requested. I really like these because they have a really nice curl, and they honestly give me like that lash extension look. So I really like them a lot for a natural day. Of course, you don't have to wear a natural lash with this look. I just like to, but you could always switch it up. You could go natural face, bold eye. So as you can see, of course my glue is still wet, but it gives that really natural lash look. So yeah, these are definitely my faves right now. Okay, so now that the lashes are on, I went ahead and applied a small amount of bottom mascara. Now for highlight, I'm going to be using the Tom Ford Sheer Highlighting Duo. I like this highlighter so much because it's super sheer, super see-through. It doesn't leave a white streak on your face. It gives you just really a soft, radiant glow. And I'm just going to be taking it on this Alamar Cosmetics complexion brush. Is that what it's called? It's called a brightening brush. I'm just going to be taking a little bit onto the brush and swiping it across my cheeks, a little bit on the forehead, the chin, and a little bit on my finger onto the nose. And now lastly for lips, I am just going to be taking a nude lip liner. This one is from Hollywood and Vine. It's number 254, and I'm just going to be outlining my lips. And then to go over this, there's two things that I usually use. Sometimes I like to use my Too Faced Lip Injections lip gloss if I'm trying to be a little extra, but usually I use my lip glow oil from Dior. This one is my favorite lip oil ever. It is 001 in the color pink. I love this lip oil so much. Of course, if you do want something with more color, you could use a lip gloss, a lipstick. You could use whatever you want. I just like to use this because I like to keep it really soft and natural. Lastly, we're just going to be setting our face. To set my face, I like to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. It just has a really nice spray, and I feel that it keeps my makeup locked in all day. Just feels really nice on the skin. So that is it for my everyday natural makeup tutorial, guys. If you all would like to see more of these, let me know down below in the comments, because I do change out my products every once in a while. Like this concealer, gotta go. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you all would like to see more of these. If you have any questions regarding any of the products or any of the steps, feel free to comment them down below as well. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and as always, head over to my Instagram to give me a follow. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.